Wait, ARMY around the world just noticed something completely unexpected during a BTS concert, and now fans can't stop talking about it. Flushed face. In the middle of thousands of purple lights, screaming fans, and one of the most emotional nights for BTS, a small moment quietly happened in the audience. A moment so rare that when fans finally realized what they were seeing, social media exploded within minutes. Because two very special people were spotted sitting together, smiling, and even taking a selfie. Pleading face. Yes, you heard that right. Fans believe they saw Kim Taehyung's mother and Park Jimin's mother taking a selfie together at the concert. But how did this happen? Was it just a coincidence? Or is there a deeper story behind this moment that ARMY didn't know about? Before we dive into the full story, make sure you like this video, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel Jakook Lover for the latest viral BTS updates. Purple Heart. Now, let's talk about the moment that has ARMY around the world completely shocked. Viral news article, long narrative style. On that night, everything about the BTS concert felt exactly the way fans expected it to be. The stadium was glowing in purple. Thousands of ARMY light sticks moved together like waves in an ocean of light, creating an atmosphere that felt almost unreal. The music echoed through the massive venue, the giant screens displayed the members' faces, and the voices of fans blended together into one powerful sound that could only exist at a BTS concert. It was loud, it was emotional, it was unforgettable. But somewhere in the middle of all that excitement, something quietly happened in the audience. At first, almost no one noticed. There were no official cameras pointing at it, no announcement, no spotlight, just a small moment that seemed ordinary at first glance. Hours later, after the concert had already ended, a single photo began circulating online. It wasn't posted by a big fanbase account. It didn't come from an official source. Instead, it appeared to come from an ordinary fan who had simply been scrolling through their camera roll after the concert. The image itself looked simple. Just a casual photo taken in the audience section of the stadium. Rows of seats, people sitting close together, the dim glow of concert lights reflecting across the crowd. At first glance, nothing about the image seemed unusual. But then someone noticed something. And once that detail was spotted, everything changed. Fans began zooming into the photo. Again, and again, and again. Within minutes, comments began appearing under the post. Some people were asking questions. Others were tagging friends. A few fans simply wrote one word. Wait! Because the more people looked at the image, the more they started to realize that the two women sitting in the photo were not just random concert attendees. Their faces looked familiar. Very familiar. One of the women had a warm smile that many longtime fans recognized almost instantly. The other woman sitting beside her also carried a face that ARMY had seen before in rare family photos shared years ago. As the realization spread, the reactions online quickly turned from curiosity into shock. Because according to many fans who analyzed the photo carefully, the two women appearing in that selfie were believed to be none other than Kim Taehyung's mother and Park Jimin's mother. The two were seen sitting side by side in the audience, smiling toward a phone camera as if they were taking a selfie together. It looked like a completely natural moment. Two mothers enjoying the concert. Two parents watching their sons perform on one of the biggest stages in the world. But for ARMY, the image felt incredibly rare. For years, BTS fans have known that the families of the members tend to stay extremely private. Unlike many celebrities whose families frequently appear in public events or interviews, the parents of BTS members have largely remained out of the spotlight. Occasionally, stories about them appear. Sometimes fans hear about how a parent attended a concert quietly. Other times a member briefly mentions their family during a live stream or interview. But seeing family members together in public, especially at the same time, is something that rarely happens. That is why the photo immediately caught the attention of fans across multiple social media platforms. Within a short time, the image was reposted by several fan accounts. Then larger fan bases began sharing it. Soon, ARMY from different countries began discussing the same question. Were they really sitting together? Or was this just an incredible coincidence? Some fans who claimed to be at the concert that night began sharing their own experiences online. A few said they thought they had seen two women being escorted to the VIP seating area earlier that evening. Others said they noticed them talking together before the concert began. But none of those accounts could fully confirm what had actually happened. Because everything occurred so naturally, so quietly, and without any official confirmation. What made the situation even more fascinating was the emotional reaction that followed. Many ARMY began talking about how meaningful the moment felt. For fans who have followed BTS since their early years, the image of the members' parents watching them perform in front of massive global audiences carries a powerful emotional weight. After all, the journey of BTS did not start in huge stadiums. It began in small practice rooms, tiny stages, and uncertain beginnings. For many fans, imagining the parents watching their sons perform in front of tens of thousands of people must feel incredibly overwhelming. A mother who once watched her child practice singing late at night, now seeing entire stadiums sing those same songs together. It's a thought that many fans said made the moment feel even more special. But as the discussion continued, something else started to appear among the conversations. A new layer of curiosity. Because if the photo truly showed Taehyung's mother and Jimin's mother sitting together, then it suggested something fans had never really considered before. What if their families were closer than people realized? What if this wasn't simply two mothers attending the same concert, but two families who had already known each other for years? The possibility alone was enough to spark endless speculation. Some fans began revisiting old interviews and stories about the members' families. Others wondered whether the BTS members themselves knew that their mothers were sitting together in the audience that night. And slowly, the simple selfie photo started to feel like something bigger than just a casual moment. Because sometimes, the smallest moments can reveal the most unexpected stories. And that leads to the question that ARMY around the world can't seem to stop asking. If this selfie really did happen exactly the way fans believe it did, was it simply a sweet moment between two proud mothers watching their sons perform? The more the photo spread across social media, the more people began looking at it not just as a random snapshot from a concert, but as a tiny window into a side of BTS that fans rarely get to see. In a world where almost every move of the members is documented, analyzed, and discussed by millions, the lives of their families have always remained surprisingly quiet. That silence, in many ways, is intentional. From the very beginning of BTS's rise, the members have been careful about how much of their family lives they share publicly. They speak about their parents with gratitude, sometimes with humor, sometimes with deep emotion, but rarely with detail. Fans know pieces of their stories, how their family supported them, worried about them, and believed in them long before the world knew their names. But the families themselves usually remain in the background, which is why the single moment, captured casually in the crowd of a concert, suddenly felt so significant. As the photo continued to circulate, fans began noticing more small details. Some people pointed out how relaxed both women appeared in the image. They weren't posing like celebrities or public figures who knew they were being watched. Instead, they looked like two proud mothers, simply enjoying a moment together. The kind of moment that parents might share when watching their children achieve something extraordinary. Others began focusing on the expressions in the selfie. The smiles were warm, natural, and comfortable. It didn't look like two strangers who had just met in the audience. If anything, the photo seemed to show a level of familiarity that sparked even more curiosity among ARMY. Were they already friends? Had they met before? Or had this concert simply created a spontaneous connection between them? No one could say for certain, but that uncertainty only made the story grow bigger. Within hours, the photo was trending in multiple fan communities. Threads appeared across online forums, where fans began discussing every possible angle of the moment. Some analyzed the background of the photo to try to determine exactly where in the stadium the image had been taken. Others tried to compare the clothing in the picture with older photos of the members' mothers that had surfaced in past years. Every tiny detail became a clue, and every clue led to another wave of speculation. What made the conversation even more emotional was the timing of the moment itself. BTS concerts are never just about music. For many fans, they represent years of memories, struggles, and growth shared between the artists and their audience. Seeing the members perform on stage is already emotional for ARMY, but imagining their parents watching those same performances from the audience creates a completely different feeling. Many fans began sharing personal thoughts online about how meaningful it must be for the families to witness moments like this. After all, long before BTS became a global phenomenon, These parents were the ones who watched their sons chase uncertain dreams. They were the ones who saw the early struggles, the long training periods, the doubts, the sacrifices. For years, the future of BTS was far from guaranteed. There were moments when success seemed very far away. Yet through all of that, the families continued to support them. Which is why some fans said the selfie between Taehyung's mother and Jimin's mother felt symbolic in a way. It was almost like two people who had witnessed the same incredible journey from the very beginning were now sitting together, watching the results of that journey unfold in front of tens of thousands of fans. It was a quiet moment of pride, a shared experience, and perhaps even a shared understanding that only parents in that situation could truly feel. But as the discussion continued to grow, something interesting began happening within the fandom. The narrative started expanding. What had initially been a simple conversation about a sweet family moment slowly evolved into a much larger topic about the relationships between the members themselves. Fans began pointing out something that had always been true about BTS. The bond between the members often feels deeper than what people normally expect from a group formed through an entertainment company. Over the years, the members have repeatedly described each other as family. Not just teammates, not just friends, but family. And many fans started wondering if that closeness might also extend beyond the members themselves and into the lives of their families. Could it be possible that the parents had developed friendships over the years as well? It wouldn't be surprising. After all, the families have all watched their sons grow up together in one of the most intense and unusual environments imaginable. They've seen them travel the world, face enormous pressure, and experience levels of fame that very few artists ever reach. Parents who share that kind of experience might naturally find comfort in one another. Some ARMY even recalled stories from years ago suggesting that the members' families occasionally attended the same events quietly, choosing to stay out of the public eye while supporting their sons. But clear visual moments like this one were extremely rare. That's what made the selfie feel so different. It was proof, however small, that these connections might exist beyond what fans usually see. And as more people continued discussing the image, the emotional reactions only grew stronger. Some fans admitted that seeing the mothers together made them unexpectedly emotional. Not because the moment was dramatic or shocking, but because it felt genuine. In an industry often filled with carefully managed appearances and scripted interactions, this moment appeared completely natural. No press release, no official announcement, just two mothers smiling in a selfie while their sons performed on stage somewhere behind them. For many ARMY, that authenticity made the moment even more special. Yet at the same time, the mystery surrounding it remained. Because despite all the discussion, there was still no confirmation, no official statement, no clear explanation, just a single photo and the countless interpretations that followed. Some fans believed the moment should simply be appreciated as a beautiful coincidence. Others felt convinced that there had to be a deeper story behind it. And the more the conversation continued, the more one question kept appearing again and again across different platforms. If the mothers were really sitting together at the concert, did the BTS members know? Were Taehyung and Jimin aware that their mothers might have been sharing that moment in the audience? Or was it something they only discovered later, just like the fans did? Imagining that possibility created an entirely new wave of curiosity. Because if the members themselves eventually saw the photo circulating online, it would mean that a private family moment had unexpectedly become part of a global conversation among millions of fans. And that thought alone made the situation feel even more surreal. But perhaps the most fascinating part of the entire story is how something so small managed to capture the attention of ARMY around the world. In an era where BTS constantly makes headlines for chart records, sold-out stadium tours, and historic achievements, it was not a massive announcement that captured the fandom's heart this time. It was a simple selfie, two mothers, two smiles, and a quiet moment hidden in the crowd of a concert. Yet somehow, that tiny glimpse into the lives surrounding BTS felt just as powerful as any headline. Because behind the global fame, the record-breaking music, and the millions of fans, moments like these remind people that BTS's story is also a human one. A story about families, about pride, about watching dreams grow far beyond what anyone once imagined. But the biggest question still remains unanswered.